Hi guys, Dan here, Hatches Recreational Engineering, and today I've got a good one for you. I want to give a project car update on what's going on with the different vehicles in the fleet, and kind of let you know what the deal is. Also, this is a new building you've never seen before. We've recently moved into this space. It's going to be a big deal for the channel, and I'm pretty excited to share it with you. So let's unpack these cars, and then we can kind of run through everything and get you up to speed. So step one is to throw the one battery we share between all the projects, except for, I think I have 2 batteries between 4 cars and an engine stand. So we got to throw batteries and stuff to move it, because that makes sense. Some of these cars haven't moved in a hot minute, so hopefully they fire right up. Move this one so we can move that one can go right after. You get the deal. All right, let's get the old 69 fired up. This 6-cylinder can be pretty cold-hearted sometimes. Oh, we got lightage, so that's a good start. Some gas. Oh yeah, slow. Come out. Oh, yes, yes. Pops right off. That's not that bad. She's usually way worse than that. All right, so far, everything's fired right up. How about Jenko? Come on. God, I love this car. Most reliable unit ever. So this building here is our new storage space. This particular building has no electric. It's a 20 by 30, and our primary goal for this space is just to use it for storage. Everything's still gonna be worked on in my little 1-car garage, because all my stuff is there. Electric is there, the welder's there. This, as far as right now, just some minor projects, and like I said, primarily vehicle storage. This is a 20 by 30 building, and I've had 4 cars in here. You can fit them. You gotta shuffle them, you gotta move them, you gotta shimmy them, but I can get all the cars in here. 3 is perfect, because 3 you can actually move around and work on them kind of thing, but like 4 is tight. But you can do it. To save space, I've got everything that I don't need in my way hanging on the wall. And then we've got all these cool cabinets and stuff here that are jam-packed full of stuff. But yeah, this is our new spot. Let's go check out the project cars. All right, well, of course the wind has picked up, so the weather's not gonna cooperate today, so you're just gonna have to bear with me so that you don't have to hopefully not hear a bunch of wind noise. So where this story really all begins is when I was a young kid, there was a show hosted by Mike Musto, and they featured a car built by Kurt Urban at Wheel to Wheel Performance. I think the car is now owned by Drew Diesner, but the car was a sleeper Nova, and it just rocked my whole world. I saw the thing as a kid, and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That car is insane. It's a twin turbo car. It runs 9-second quarter-mile passes. It's just insane, and it looks just like a grandma car. And the minute I saw it, I immediately fell in love with it, and that's kind of where the whole journey started. For years, all through high school and stuff, I wanted a Nova bad.
I want one of those!
And ultimately, the car that I would finally wind up getting would be my 69.
I must say, well done. Bravo.
This car is literally everything I've ever wanted in a Nova. It's the perfect version of this car for me. This is exactly what I wanted forever. I mean, not with a 6-cylinder and power glide in it, but you get the idea. And we kind of went really, really fast and spent a bunch of money on it, and I didn't have money for the drive, you know, the engine, and then it just kind of got pushed to the side. That's kind of been the problem with the 69 for a while now, is I like put it way up on this pedestal and kind of like made the expectation way too high. So we've stopped working on it. But I think we're gonna lower that expectation. The engine that we got from the small block parts store, we just got that thing fired up on the engine stand, and check this thing out. So I think what we're gonna do, since we have the trans that we built with Rich Wilk at RW Performance Transmissions, it's a turbo 350 with a full reverse manual valve body that I plan on leaving through the column shift. I think we're gonna build this car with that motor. Even if that motor's not as fast as I wanted it to be for this car, we haven't put a roll cage or anything in this yet. So really, the way that it sits right now, it's just a nasty street car. So I think that's what we're gonna use it for. And you know, we could still have the same high expectations for a final result, but at least we'll be enjoying it as like a fast burnout street machine.
Dude, you didn't bring a coffee? You get the hell out of here right now. Keep coming. Okay.
Okay. And voila. Just like that, we're home. Da, 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 da. This car does actually run, but we needed the trailer because the Ventura has to go. Which brings us, you know, to the next vehicles in our project car tour.
Good? Yeah. Ignition. Power. That's a spicy unit.
Wednesday.
All right, so now that it's freshly off the trailer, here we have the Junkyard 70. You know, the $800 rusted out mess that we picked up from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where it sat after being roached and on fire, you know, 40 years ago. Now, the Junkyard 70, when we first initially picked it up, Mike hated this car. Like, hated it.
Now I hate the Ventura.
Now he hates the Ventura. But no, we'll get to that in a second. But the Junkyard 70, you know, we rescued this thing from a northeastern Pennsylvania junkyard and, you know, thrashed it together to get it on the street. The whole point to this build was to make it a race car. We brought it to the racetrack, and this thing actually surprised the daylights out of it for it being a dirt cheap budget 307. There's really low buck here, and it ran a 15.9. It really kind of surprised us with, you know, how this thing's set up. But there's big plans in the works for the 70. Right now, the car is jam-packed, filled with parts to make upgrades to this thing, while still doing it on a budget, of course, because you know, we don't really have the funds to be, you know, multi-million-dollar race car drivers. So it's still going to be super low block, you know, platform here, but there's definitely a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to on the 70. This is the next project in the queue right now. We're about to start tearing into this thing. But that leads us to the Ventura, you know, our most recently acquired project. And although I do like the Ventura...
You hate the Ventura.
No, I don't hate the Ventura. Take it back. The Ventura, we're just, you know, it needs quarter panel work on this side. It needs lower quarter, trunk extension, probably outer wheelhouse. It needs stuff. We did do the other side of the car. The quarter's on that side. And, you know, I threw the front end back on it just because I had to kind of like see what the Ventura even looked like. I didn't even know what the Ventura really looked like as a full Ventura. But we're kind of just at a point with this thing where it just needs more money. Just needs more money. Does not need a new home. I mean, we're giving it a new home right now. So this car is going to shift over to the other building
And the 70's coming here because we're gonna wrench on it in here. And we're ready to like drive the shit out of everything that we own. And you know, doing body work and paint and stuff, just it's not there right now. What do you think? Well, your car is also like super queued up to be worked on too, so we've got stuff going, and this is just a huge, this is just a big time consumption of stuff we don't feel like doing right this second. Exactly. We're not abandoning the Ventura. Relax, she'll be back. We just got to get this unit like doing the thing.
Yeah, need to go racing in May, so.
But this is what I'm thinking that we're gonna put in the 69. So that's gonna cost money to put this in the 69 because the 69 6-cylinder car doesn't have any stuff. Really, the 69 came out of California. The wiring is like straw, so we're gonna have to do wiring on top of like it's not just an engine swap, it's an engine with all the other stuff swap. Exhaust, the whole nine. So like rather than spend money on this right now, which is kind of, you know, it's close but far off at the same time. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So the Ventura is going. We're going to put that in the other building in the back and kind of put that on the back burner for right now. The 70 is going to be the main focus right off the bat because we got racing to do. And then I'm thinking we'll be shifting into the 69, finally making that the street, you know, pretty nasty little street car we always wanted it to be. Won't be as fast as we originally planned it. We probably won't drag and drive on this motor. I don't know. Decisions. I don't know if I said it either, but the Ventura is a 72. It's a cool car. We picked this up. It's been in a storage unit for at least 20 years in the storage unit. The guy that's owned it it's been off the road for 40 years. It's a Ventura Sprint, which has like a stripe package down the side. Not that you could tell because the stripes are sanded off of it. We got a screaming deal on this car. It's a complete car. We have all the stuff for it. Bench seat, 3-speed manual on the floor. It's a really cool piece. And we're definitely going to get the Ventura back on the road. We're just sideburner right now. So the Ventura is leaving here. But that's the deal. You want to hear this thing, Mike? You want to change your life?
Yeah, fire.
Okay, Mike wants to hear it. Listen, I wanted Mike to hear it run. We moved it, we thought about it. But guess what? That one battery that we share between all the cars is at the garage. And I'm not taking the battery out of the 70 because it's the only one that's like actually held down the way that it needs to pass any sort of tech inspection. So we're going to get the Ventura loaded up and out of here. That's about that. And the last vehicle in the fleet, good old-fashioned Jenko. So while we were putting the 69 together, we were getting so many used leftover parts that it just made sense to build another car with all the old stuff. Enter the Jenko. I wanted to find just a body, a shell that we could assemble with all the parts that came off the other car. And that's how this was born. We literally dragged this thing home as just a shell and assembled it 100% with used, borrowed, stolen stuff. And that's the end result. So this car has a 327 with a 2-barrel and a Saginaw 4-speed that the synchros are tired. Ow! So we dropped off the Borg Warner Super T10 that we got from Brian to be rebuilt. And that's probably ultimately going to wind up in this, as well as I think we're going to be doing some motor work on this unit too. Keeping the 327. I like the 327, but we got to weight this thing up a little bit. Also, this thing's due for like some rear end upgrades. It has a open rear diff that with like 276 gears in it. We gotta fix them. I love this car. We drive it everywhere, throw everybody in it, and it's an absolute blast. So there's definitely gonna be more content coming soon on the Jenko. What are you crying about?
My Duster's not part of the fleet.
Okay, Mike, we can count your Duster as part of the fleet. Mike's 71 Duster. It's also part of the fleet, according to Mike. If you've been following along with that project, that car is due for 5.9 Magnum swap. Mike finally got the rest of the parts we need to dump that thing in, and hopefully next weekend we're gonna start test fitting on that motor. But that pretty much does it. Novas, that's not a Nova. Novas, Venturas, a Duster, and a ratty Dodge. All right, guys, well, that's gonna conclude our project car tour and update video. So drop something down in the comments. Let me know what you think of the project cars. Which cars do you want to see more of, less of? Which one's your favorite? My personal favorite is the 69. It's my dream car. But we got to get back to work on it because we've just sat on it for too long now. But feel that 6-cylinder power. Show it! All right, guys, we'll see you next time. What do you think, bud?
Pretty good.
Like it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really cool.